Hey, it's Doug with Backcountry Pilgrim, and today I'm talking about some bougie new bags I've got for backpacking. Okay, I'm not even sure bougie is a word anymore. It's not even a word I ever really used. However, it starts with a B, so it sounded cool. What we're talking about here, though, are simply bags for backpacking that are maybe a little bit better than you might be used to. These are all new offerings from two of my very favorite brands, Backcountry Exposure and Zenbivy. If you are familiar with backpacking brands and YouTube channels, you have probably heard of both of these companies already. Zenbivy is famous for making the most comfortable quilt sleep system in existence, and Backcountry Exposure is one of the best YouTube channels out there. Today, however, we are not talking about the quality of the channel or the sleep system, but rather these new bags that these two companies have come out with that I have found very, very cool. Let's start with Zenbivy. What in the world is a backpacking sleep system manufacturer doing putting out bags? Well, these are actually dry bag style pack liners that can be used with or without their other gear. Now, these pack liners come in a medium and a large. The large is 33 liters and the medium is 30 to best accommodate standard backpack sizes. The large is 42 inches tall, the medium is 34. The large weighs 3.8 ounces, the medium 3.2. Now these bags are a 30D ripstop polyester with TPU lamination and a 75D polyester base panel that is better for sitting on the ground. Now at first these pack liners kind of just look like your typical dry bag. They've got a buckle on the top and a nice firm collar that when you roll it down creates a waterproof bag. But what really makes these pack liners special is this little thing right here, a one-way air valve. And what makes it so cool for a pack liner is that as you are stuffing things inside this bag, it's pushing the air out into the pack where it can escape instead of blowing it up like a balloon. Now, like many hikers, I have often just used trash compactor bags or just plastic garbage bags as a pack liner, but they've always been kind of difficult to stuff because as you put things in, the air that compresses out of the quilt or the puffy jacket or whatever you've got in there fills up the bag, and then when you try to fold it over or tie it off, you've got this big stuffy balloon in the bottom of your backpack. Normally, when you stuff a pack liner, it ends up full of air because the things you are stuffing into it, like a quilt or a puffy jacket, are themselves releasing air as they get compressed. But you don't want this in your backpack. It's taking up a lot of room just for air. What the Zenbivy pack liner does is breathes so that whatever level you can get your bag down to, they conform to your backpack, and this keeps the bag from blowing up like a balloon when you try to use it in your backpack. So what you've got with these Zenbivy pack liners is a waterproof dry sack that can actually breathe and conform perfectly to your backpack stuffing points. Even after you've completely loaded your backpack, these will still conform to any kind of compression that you put on them once you seal them up inside your backpack. Further, these can be taken out, they can be reused, they can sit on the ground, they're not going to tear easily like a garbage bag will. And also, because they use dry bag roll top technology, you're not going to end up with a big handful of material at the top that you have to wind up and stuff down the side. These bags are going to get down to exactly the size you need, and it's going to utilize your space very efficiently. Now, these are so new, I do not know the price on them yet, but I will put links in the description below if you want to check them out. And using those links does help the channel financially without any cost to you, so I do appreciate it if you use them. All right, let's move on to Backcountry Exposure. Devin over at Backcountry Exposure has been rocking the YouTube game for some time. Way back when, he also used to make sewn backpacking gear. In fact, for many years, my med kit was one that Devin made. But now he has jumped into the production side of his business with both feet, and these are the bags that he came out with first. This is the Mesa extra large food bag in chili color. This is the Aven roll top food bag in blue smoke ultra grid. This is the 12-liter variety. Devin also threw in its matching rock bag and his tent stake bag. The rucksack is made of the same material, and the tent stake bag is a Silver Bullet Ultra TX70 material. Let's start with the Mesa food bag. I got the extra large because I've got some bigger trips I wanted to try it on. Although this material and the fact that it has a zipper may make this look like a pretty heavy bag, it only weighs 2.1 ounces. It's 11 inches by 7.5 by 5 inches deep, making it a 6.5 liter food bag. It's got a number 5 YKK watertight foil zipper, and it will easily hold half a dozen freeze-dried food bags when it's laying flat. Now, this is one of the things that I like most about this, is that it is a carryable, flat-lying bag. When you unzip it and open it up, you can just easily see everything that is in there. If you're used to most food bags, they're more like a sack that hangs from the top. You've got to burrow down inside and get stuff out of the way to see what you're doing. Having it open up like this is a very pleasant experience, makes things a little faster and more efficient when you're cooking, and it just has a really good feel to it. This feels like backpack material. I really appreciate the craftsmanship on this bag. These are hand sewn. They're really well done. I mean, the seams are just perfect. You've got nice pull tabs right where they should be. You've got a solid quality zipper. This is just a really well-made piece of gear. The Ultra fabric is very tough, but it's nice and smooth as well, not super loud. The Mesa food bag is going to run you $45, and I think it is well worth it if you are going for a quality food bag. However, if you think you will be hanging your food from your food bag when you are out on the trail, you're going to want to have a look at the Aven. The Aven food bag is designed to be hung from a tree at night to keep your food away from bears and other critters. These are available in a couple of different sizes and even a couple of different materials. This one right here is a 12-liter Ultra Grid bag that measures 13.5 by 11 by 6 inches. You can order it with a matching rucksack that you use to throw your line over a tree branch. This will cost you a couple ounces. Now, neither of these sacks are made out of the most ultralight material that you can possibly get. Devin has instead looked for something that is more of a balance between being very lightweight but also being very durable. If durability is a bigger concern, you can order these sacks in an Ultra Grid DT RS75. That's a 210 denier recycled material, but if you're looking for something that is a lower weight, the Ultra TX70 is a 70 denier polyester ripstop. Now, the good news is that the materials on all of these sacks are water resistant and made waterproof by environmentally friendly polyurethane and durable water resistant coatings or lamination. They are also fully seam sealed. Top of the Aven has a Velcro enclosure, so it's real easy to get it started. You can tell exactly where it's supposed to be. And you've got these really good Duraflex buckles. And one of the things that I thought was really clever is that instead of just having the buckle and hanging the bag by it, Devin has included a little hanger piece right here that you can slip your line through so that this is not hanging by the buckle. It's the same one that is on the back of the rucksack. Another thing that I like about the construction of the Aven is that it has a flat bottom, so it will actually stand up by itself in many conditions. It's not just a sack that's going to roll over and spill everything when you are using it. Again, you've got a few different options with size and materials, but the Aven I have here runs $46, and it's $53 if you get the matching rucksack included. A good tent stake bag can save you a lot of suffering in the backcountry, and I really like this little Backcountry Exposure tent stake sack. It only weighs about 1/3 of an ounce. I mean, there's just almost nothing to it, and it's got a great little fold-over top on here that allows you to just get inside, wrap over the top, and you're good to go. The reason I like this enclosure is that it's going to keep the dirt that inevitably ends up on these tent stakes inside the sack and not getting inside my pack or pockets or bag, because that can rub up against your tent, the material of your bags, whatever, and it acts like sandpaper and can ruin your gear pretty fast. These tent stake sacks are actually made from leftover material that results from cutting out the bigger bags. So Backcountry Exposure is trying to use all of the materials instead of creating more waste, and he's done a really great job with the tent stake sack. This one is 8 3/4 inches long by 2.5, but the larger one is 10 by 3. Not bad for $8. All right, so there you have it. These are my Bougie bags for backpacking for 2025. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, why don't you give it a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. Until next time, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.